Hello and welcome. My name is Jennifer Long from Be So Inspired, and I'm so excited to be here today on the very first kickoff of the very first annual Organize Along. What is an Organize Along? Well, we've kind of invented it, but we feel like it's a super thing that should happen every year. So we do sew-alongs all the time in the quilting and sewing industries, and we do sew-alongs and quilt-alongs and all the things where we come together as a community to support each other so we can finish projects, learn new ideas, get inspired by each other. And we thought, we need to organize our spaces, and we needed the same kind of support and the same kind of community to come together to help us along this. So we coined the phrase, grab the hashtag, Organize Along, and I'm so happy and excited that you're here to join us today. It's totally free. It's all just to increase our sewing spaces and be happy with how we're functioning so that when we're ready, when we're completely organized and ready for the fall, we can just start sewing without the stress of worrying where everything is. So it will be a work in progress, and it will happen annually every year, July and August. And so don't feel like you have to organize all the things in week one this year, because even a little bit is great this year. And then next year you can join again and organize a little more threads, for example. So it's supposed to be relaxed. If you miss a week, no big deal. And these videos will be up all the time. How it's going to work is, if you haven't already, you can go to my website at besoinspired.com. On the homepage, there's a sign up that says, sign up for the Organize Along. No money, it's totally free. And what you'll get right away is this schedule. And this schedule is the 8 weeks we put together of all of the ways we're going to organize, the themes that we're going to organize through here. So this week is week one, and we are getting started getting untangled. So that's all of our threads, and we'll talk about how we can organize them in the groups. If you want to get the most out of this sew along, quilt along, organize along, if you want to get the most out of it, I would recommend you join one of the free Facebook groups. So there's one called Inspired Quilting. You just search up Facebook groups, Inspired Quilting, and there's one called Inspired Doll Making. And in these two groups, we are encouraging you to post, ask questions, talk about what's holding you back, your wins, and we'll celebrate all of them and give feedback, share some of your ideas, share wonderful links that you have, all things about that week for organizing. If you aren't on Facebook or you're not interested, we also have a YouTube channel. It's Be So Inspired YouTube channel. And these videos will also be posted. So these videos are an extension. Every week, once you signed up for this, you'll get a free email for the 8 weeks, and that's it. So a free email for the 8 weeks. And they'll highlight what the week is and some ideas. And the videos will take it further from there. And the community and the Facebook group will take it even further from there. If that's not enough, we've also started an Instagram feed called @OrganizeAlong. So if you are on Instagram, we'd love you to follow along. We'd love you to share the hashtag or share the feed with your friends in the community so we can build up that feed. We're trying to post daily inspirational photos, ideas, pictures. We're going to have guests on there, and we're doing some inspirational quotes. And every Monday, the first Monday of every month is Maintenance Monday. And Maintenance Monday is just going to be a reminder so that the first Monday of every month, change your needles in your sewing machines if you don't do it regularly. Change the blades on your cutters. Open up your feed dogs and clean out your feed dogs. Just do all the maintenance. Clean the bottom of your iron. Maybe wash your ironing board and pad. All the things maintenance. So Maintenance Monday is the first Monday of every month, and it's just friendly reminders to sort of keep us doing what we love, which is creating and sewing the best that we can. So please make sure that you grab this, and let's start. So this week is threads, getting untangled. So there's so many ways that we can organize our threads. You can have things, and you'll find on your personality, there's so many different ways. You can display your threads out on the wall, just like some people like the fabric displayed. Some people like all their threads displayed where they can see them. You can rainbow organize them, color code them, organize them by type of thread. So embroidery thread versus cotton, a sewing machine thread, quilting threads. So organizing them is so personal, and it's the best way that that you find that you can do it. Today, I'm just going to share how I organize some, not all, some of my threads. I have yarn in covered storage over there just because it gets really messy, but I do have it rainbow organized in a few bins in a shelf. But over here, this is my embroidery and sewing area, and I just brought over my little trolley cart here, and I have my hand embroidery. I have so many DMC threads. Now, I didn't purchase all of these. These were given to me, many of them, by my grandma. She owned, this is my dad's mom, and she owned a fabric and knitting store. And she's passed away 20 years now, but she left me all of her things, including her serger, and she actually had a knitting machine too. And so they weren't necessarily organized like this, but I decided when I embroider a lot of dolls by hand, and I don't necessarily pick the color by the number. So I know that some people like to organize by number, but I actually prefer to organize by color. So I've organized all of them just visually by color in here. I've wrapped them around the papers. I did, however, write all of the numbers on, if you can see that there, on the edge, so that if I do run out of that specific orange, that I can purchase that one again. So I have all the greens. It's so fun to get rainbow organized, and blues. And this is just something you can do. So a project like this might take the whole week, and this might be all you do this week, and that is great and huge and okay. So I actually didn't even do this in my sewing room. I took the box of these and sat on the couch, and in the evening when we watched TV, I just wrapped embroidery threads and then color coded them there. So sometimes I reserve that time for hand sewing, and I just reserve that time this time for organizing, and enjoyed working with the threads in that way as well. Another way to organize, I like to put my threads. I have a lot of embroidery threads in quilt. I have a long arm quilting machine, so a lot of quilting threads as well. And I have a lot of sunlight in this room. I have a couple of windows here. So I like to keep them in drawers. I got this cabinet. I'm just going to angle this down slightly here. I got this cabinet actually at IKEA, and it's a bedroom cabinet, but I really like it because it has very, very deep drawers, and they have nice, nice wheel bearings when you roll. So I actually keep a lot of my threads and supplies for this in here. I also really like the height. I'm a tall person, and I like to stand when I'm embroidering. So I have all my darks threads and my neutral colors and whites in here for embroidery. And then I put all of my colored embroidery threads in here. I just recently purchased these nets, and it's so worth it. It's so worth it because I don't know about you, but not every thread, like some of them have this wonderful little catch that you can catch, and then your threads don't unravel, but not all threads do, and I have tons that don't have that. So I was like taping them underneath here, which worked, but then they would get untangled. And these nets are just lovely, and they don't change the look of the color, so I can still see them. If you're looking for something like that, I'll just tell you, I know people will probably ask. So I'll just show you here where I got them. I got a huge bag, 100 of them, and I actually cut them in half or smaller. And it was from Amazon. And they're just called Handy Thread Nets. So they're just wonderful. They look like this, and you cut them to the size that you need. So for some of my smaller spools like this, I made 4 out of 1. And my taller spools, I just folded them in half and cut them. And they're elasticized like this, and they really tame your thread. So that's one of the wins that I love. This is my quilting threads in here. So, and then they're just all in there color coded as well. We would love to hear how you organize your threads. And if you have any wonderful handmade do-it-yourself wall organizers for your threads, or how you like to keep them. So please, please post pictures in the group this week. Please comment, ask questions, share tips with each other, and let's make this organize along as fun and inspiring as we all bring so much to the table. So thank you for joining me here. I hope you are inspired to get untangled this week and organize your threads. Have a wonderful week. I can't wait to see what everybody accomplishes this week. See you next week.